Alfonso's here, the Godfather of the game. Many years of wisdom, remember his name. Speakers on stage, they'll drop the keys. Unlock your power and seize the breeze.
That's right. Okay.
So it's so neat. Like in Latin America, everyone wears uniform.
Uniform. Yeah. So these kids are all wearing a uniform too.
Yeah. So why did you choose this particular village? Why that site?
Yeah. This particular village, because everything aligns for us to be able to do a project that works. So there's so many communities that are asking us for clinics or schools. We don't do it in every single one. So if they are not able to receive our message, if they're not able to work together, if we don't feel that project is going to be sustainable, we don't do it.
So what's the criteria? Like what's the first, I would say the first part
Number
of the...
one, community ownership. The community has to own the problem. The problem is not ours. It's not Freedom Trees. The problem is the community. So the problem that we're trying to solve has to be owned by the community. And so they need to be able to come together and say, this is our problem, and we are taking responsibility for it. We need help, but this is what we're trying to solve. So that's criteria number one. The second criteria is togetherness. The community has to be able to work together. So they need to, we've been to some communities where they don't even respect the chief. They have no respect for him. So community togetherness is important. If you come to a community and this person's fighting with that person and they have a faction of people over here and they're like, okay, well, this family and this group of people and they're not coming together, they're not able to agree, that's a red flag. So we don't work in a community like that because that's going to continue. So if those things are not solved and if they're not resolved, because when we build a school like this, everybody needs to be able to attend, everybody needs to be to participate. So you can't say, well, they can't come and we don't like them and they did this or their grandfather did this. All those things have to be resolved. The other thing is the third stakeholder is the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. So the government participants. Are they on board that this is a priority area for them? Because all the infrastructure that we build, whether schools or clinics, we don't pay staff afterwards.
They have to kind of take over.
They have to take over. They have
to
take over. And we believe in that because it's more sustainable. So Freedom Tree doesn't end up with 100 schools that we're funding every month. That's a bloated, it's not. It should be part of the system.
And you also have to attract teachers,
that's right,
staff, faculty, all that. So what's the process in that, or how do they do that?
So we work with the Ministry of Education to do that. So if you have a structure that's attractive, that's new, with decent facilities, the teachers will come. We are building 2 teacher quarters in the school. It will house, it's 2, but it'll house like up to 4
so teachers. That means that they, teachers could come to the village.
That's right. They can live here during the week, Monday to Friday, and then go home on weekends to be with their family, if necessary.
Here we're having the headmaster's quarter will be there.
Also,
the teacher's quarter.
You're going to continue building out?
Yes, there's a building there. This whole space is there for the building, for the head teacher. And there is a toilet. Here they will do the restroom here. So that this restroom will serve both the teacher's quarter and the school. So that's where they will do the restroom. And that's where they will do the teacher's quarter. Primary 1, Primary 1, Primary 2.
And these ones are the big kids over here?
Yes, so the big kids start from here now. Of course, this is a corridor. There's a passway. So the way you walk, you want to come to this place, this is where you move.
What's the capacity of the schools that can be built, like in terms of the entire infrastructure needed? The Ministry of Education, funding, teachers. What's the capacity?
Capacity in terms
of how many schools can be built?
Oh, a ton.
Yeah?
A ton, yeah. So each district has its own government body in that district.
So they have funding for this?
They have funding for this, yeah. So, and part of it is sometimes they lack the funding for the infrastructure itself. Yeah. And so in terms of actually building, putting the building on. But once it's on, paying teachers a monthly salary, not a big deal. Because we can get funding, they can get funding for that. And they can get funding from the European Union or, different places to fund that. And so for this one, the teachers and the government, the education body has promised and said, we will pay the teachers, and they're also going to do a feeding program.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, which is important.
We're about to make history. I am in the Chateau Laurier that has been here for 114 years. And over the past 114 years, we've seen dignitaries here, we've seen presidents, royal families, we've seen the who's who of the world when When they come to the nation's capital, they will stay right here. And guess what's next? Expand, baby. Expand is coming to Ottawa for the very first time, and we are about to make history right here in the Chateau Laurier. We just signed the contract, and this is going to be the venue that we're going to have for our amazing 9th edition of the Expand Investor Conference. And you see the elegance, you see the size. We're going to have close to 1,000 attendees here. We're going to have over 100 vendors. We're going to have over 60 different presenters throughout the weekend. This is going to be wild, guys. You have to come to our next Expand May 1, 2, and 3. May 1, 2, and 3, 2026, our 9th edition of our Expand Investor Conference. And there's no better time in history to get involved with real estate and to optimize and maximize all the opportunities that are happening right now. But you got to come to this conference to figure it out. With 60 plus presenters, we're going to talk about U.S. investing, raising capital. We're going to talk about multifamily. We got this massive stage coming here. We're making plans. We took on the entire venue. If you're coming in from out of town, you can stay in this beautiful heritage building that's been here for 114 years. This is going to be our best and biggest Expand yet, and you can't miss it. All you got to do is look at the information down below, get signed up, and we'll see you there.
The site is it's about a 3-kilometer walk from here.
Okay.
The bus
3K.
Oh yeah.
So we got to walk.
It's a bit of a walk.
Okay,
it's
so we're going to get lots of B-roll on the way.
That's right. It's a bit of a walk.
Good. So my question that I had was, and I wanted you to explain what we were talking about in terms of what has to happen, what's the groundwork that has to happen before you build the school. Because you know what a lot of people like to do is just throw money at a problem.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we can build like hundreds of schools, but what needs to happen before?
Yeah. So we spend quite a lot of time in the community.
My heart is so happy that you guys get to have a school to continue your education. So I thank God for you, and I pray that your education continues to flourish.
So in Blama, we were here for 2 years, 2 full years before we started any school building project. We did curriculum, which is a 10-week, and we did it twice over, so 20 weeks in total. And during that time, we talk about birth, we talk about relationships between men and women, we talk about kids. And so they come in once a week and we meet in the community center. Maybe they come in from their farming or, you know, whatever they're doing in that day. And so after spending all that time talking to them, getting to know their issues, it gives us an opening into what's actually going on in the community. It also gives us an opportunity to really address some of the issues that may affect a long-term project that we're doing. So if we say, hey, we're going to build a clinic or you need a school or what have you, but the community is not able to work together, then we can't do it.
Yeah.
Because so we
it doesn't
get
matter
them,
if you build the building, it'll be empty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we get them on the same page first, understand that, and then we make sure that stakeholders are on board. If you have some people that are not on board, you're going to build it. Those people are not going to participate, you know, or maybe half the village is not going to show up, or people are not going to send their kids there, or, you know, some of the problems. So you want to make sure that all those things are done ahead of time.
You were talking about some of the clinics and, you know, that you've been a part of, and what has to happen. What's the groundwork that has to happen in order to have have people to have an open mind, be effective.
So the same process that we do for the schools, we do for the clinics. For the clinics, we place a lot more emphasis on FGM. So there's no point us building a clinic to try and get women, you know, to go give birth and babies to go see it when you're still getting, all the girls are still getting cut and FGM is still going on, because that is a huge contributor to maternal and infant mortality. So we do lots of groundwork, making sure that, you know, that practice is stopped. and that can take a couple years too.
And so what's the process of that? Like, who do you talk to? What are the the
So we
steps?
work with the women's leaders. So there's usually in the community probably about 4 or 5 women who are considered women leaders. So they are people that when you have a problem, you go to them. You know, when the women have the problem, they sort of act like elders.
Yeah.
We work with
Mama.
the chiefs. Yeah, that's right. We work with the chiefs as well, and so they are also the decision makers. They decide what happens. They decide, you know, how the kids are going to, you know, whether or not they're going to attend the school, you know, if they like it, or you know, what's going to happen with the women. And the chiefs have the power to make a law. So they have the power to say, hey, no longer are we going to cut our women in this community. So we talk to them first, and then we get the community on board. And it takes lots of visits, lots of time to go. And usually, for the most part, we get people, volunteers, who are passionate about the community, who understand the community and speak the local language. And so those are the types of people that we get to do the work. So it's not me doing the talking, because I'm a foreigner.
Yeah.
I'm a foreigner. And so a lot of times they don't even meet me until years after we've done the work, and they tell them about me, and I come and they go, oh, you, okay, welcome. But in the beginning,
It has to be like, it kind of needs to be kind of led by them
it has
in a
to
way.
be led by them. So, you know, and, you know, like, you know, Shidonke says, it's a high impact, low visibility. I don't need to be, my face doesn't need to be everywhere. I don't need to be seen. I'm just happy that the work is getting done.
Yeah.
And then the staff are the real heroes, because they make sure that it's done by the right people.
I'm big on Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich and the Law of Success. The first time I heard about it was in the Law of Success. I think he briefly touches on a mastermind. And when I read Think and Grow Rich, he goes deep into describing all these different masterminds like Edison and all of these high-level thinkers. And imagine you can have all these masterminds sitting around a table, and any challenge, any roadblock, any idea that you have, you can put it on the table and have all of these amazing people contribute to it. What you actually end up doing is tapping into the collective mind of everyone that's there, right? So when you can put your idea in front of other great thinkers and everyone can contribute to that idea.
This was an idea that Alfonso talked about when I first met him. He talked about doing retreats and having these events that were going to be life-changing. When we were planning the first one, he was telling me what he wanted, and this aligned with what I liked, because even though I didn't know what a mastermind was at that time, I knew that I liked to entertain and host people. This sounded amazing. So that was the first introduction to me jumping in on these retreats, is that this is an opportunity to engage in this wonderful experience.
Always amazing experience. The group was formed, as we said, and now I have a Portugal family.
Wow.
every time we get a Spain family, a Greece family, and now I have a Portugal family, and amazing group of people, and it's just such a life-changing experience. It really does. If you're struggling in your journey, feel that you're stuck, this is where you need to be to get to the next level.
And so with that, I would love to invite you to our 15th Ultimate Mastermind Retreat. And for our 15th Ultimate Mastermind Retreat, we're going to somewhere special. Pučišća, Croatia, August 21st to 27th, 2026. We will see you there.